Hello, I'm First Lieutenant Caleb Whittingham from the 4th Fighter Wing, and the bottom line up front for this presentation is this. With 4,200 man-hours dedicated to developing the tool I'm about to propose, the Air Force will save over 300,000 man-hours every year while simultaneously hardening and protecting their critical information network. I'll explain how. The insider threat is the largest vulnerability in almost every network. As you'll never be able to rid yourself of this threat, constant work must be put in to minimize it. In this vein, the Air Force has tasked communication squadrons with establishing and maintaining a high cyber readiness posture. The components of this effort work tirelessly to mitigate this user-centric threat. But establishing high levels of cyber readiness is no simple task. To remain effective, Airmen have to stay current on over 300 requirements. These tasks, and the frequency required to complete them, are detailed across an overabundance of directive guides and op boards. Knowing these efforts often fall second to operational demands, the limited time that can be afforded to pursue these efforts must be optimized. Current conservative projections estimate that a small to medium-sized base would have to dedicate over 10,000 man-hours towards it annually. Accounting for larger bases and current surge tendencies for bases coming up on a cyber readiness inspection, there are an estimated 600,000 man-hours spent pursuing cyber readiness each year across the Air Force. Ultimately, the enterprise does not have the resources or manpower to sustain this effort on top of day-to-day tasks, at least not with the current strategies being pursued. With this in mind, the question of how might we optimize current cyber readiness efforts must be answered. After reviewing the current strategies, there are 3 areas for improvement that must be addressed: overflow of information, absence of effective collaboration, and lack of automation. To remedy these issues, I am proposing the development and integration of a one-stop cyber readiness web platform. In order to increase the digestibility of information, this tool would enact a strategy commonly found in tax filing software. Doing taxes is not a difficult task when the actions required are determined for you as you go. This tool would operate in a very similar fashion. On the main dashboard, the what would be determined, scheduled, and tracked for the technician. This allows airmen to focus on simply executing, regardless of prior knowledge or experience. Next, the sharing of best practices would be built in by design. For example, if a configuration board policy is identified at Hill Air Force Base to be a best practice, other bases would only need to fill in a few details for that policy to be applicable for them as well. With this, a policy can be generated after just a few clicks and loaded for tracking. Lastly, automation must be pursued in order to sustain these efforts. Device baselines require the most manual input for now, so that would be a big focus, but that is not the only area which could benefit from automation. Through compiled data analysis, anything affecting the enterprise can be detected and accounted for, such as generating enterprise poems. Additionally, with the assistance of AI, early indicators of network degradation or service impairment could be identified and flagged for investigation. With this tool, I estimate that the current manpower demand would decrease by 50% at a minimum, saving over 300,000 man-hours per year. Valued at even $7 an hour, that's over $2 million in savings annually. With effective automation and collaboration, this number could easily increase. In a time where there is not enough manpower to seemingly meet even just operational demands, harnessing technology to secure networks while preserving man-hours is not a convenience, but rather a necessity. All I need to achieve this is 4,200 man-hours dedicated to developing this tool. Hopefully this presentation has convinced you that this is a good investment. Thank you.